The internet is the decisive technology of the information age. As in all moments of major technology change, people, companies, and institutions feel the depth of the change, but they are often overwhelmed by it, out of sheer ignorance of its effects. Social network sites are web-based services that allow individuals to construct a public or semi-public profile within a bounded system, articulate a list of other users with whom they share a connection, and view and traverse their list of connections and those made by others within the system. Social media use has skyrocketed over the past decade and a half, whereas only 5% of adults in the United States reported using a social media platform in 2005. That number is now around 70%. Growth in the number of people who use Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat and other social media platforms has generated interest and concern among policymakers, teachers, parents, and clinicians about social media's impacts on our lives and psychological well-being. While the research is still in its early years, media psychology researchers are beginning to tease apart the ways in which time spent on this platform is, and is not, impacting our day-to-day lives. Social media benefits them by expanding their social networks and keeping them in touch with their peers and faraway friends and family. It is also a creativity outlet. In the Common Sense Media Report, more than a quarter of teens say that social media is extremely or very important for them for expressing themselves creatively. My favorite series is Empire of Fox. The story is rooted in family, but we're talking mad, crazy, dynasty style family. Empire is high glamour and high nonsense. It's a glossy whirlwind with surprise twists and rich people problems. But while there's a shiny sheen to the whole thing, given that it set the world of hip hop royalty. It's also firmly rooted in family. The main storyline focuses on the which of his sons, Patrick Lucius Lyon, will hand his empire when he dies. Given that he's just been diagnosed with a serious illness, that becomes a pretty urgent choice. So enter politics, family squabbles, and divided loyalties as the moment when hell have to decide draws ever closer. In the series, there is a character that gets all the applause. It is the cookie, played to perfection by Taraji P. Henson. Cookie is Lucius' ex-wife, and she is just being released after a long sitting in prison. He's back to take back what's his. Fight Lucius' new girlfriend, Anika, and generally establish himself as a force to be reckoned with. Cookie will quickly become one of your favorite TV characters. Yes, she's cool, and yes, she's hilarious. And yes, her fashion is perfect. But it also has its vulnerabilities, and it's impossible not to support it. You'll be a cookie monster in no time. And finally, about the reasons for a love empire is music. And well, we have to mention it. Empire is less Glee and more Nashville. Original songs performed as part of the professional life of the characters rather than in fantasy sequence. But of course, we're not talking country and western. It's all hip hop, rap, and R&B, curated and produced by none other than Timbaland. You will spoiled for choice about which songs to play on repeat. Jamal has some great soulful songs like No Apologies and Good Enough, and some furious ones like Keep Your Money, but if we're honest, he just doesn't. We can't resist dancing to Hakim when he performed his criminally catchy drip drop. And that are one of the reasons that I love this series Empire. What I will do on the last day of my life, without a doubt, is to take out everything that I have in my head and my heart, spend time with the closest, most important and most loved people in my life. I will express absolutely all my feelings towards them to those people. I will thank them. I will ask for their forgiveness. I will clarify any doubts that I could resolve about actions that I did that directly affect them. I will simply spend time with my loved ones so that they are not left with uncertainty about me towards them.